Now we are going to do a super duper summary of S-block reactions. If we were to take an S-block metal, any S-block metal, and simply expose it to oxygen, we will obtain the metal oxide. If we were to obtain a metal, a group 2 metal or lithium metal, and combust it in oxygen, we will obtain the metal oxide as a major product. Here with this symbol I'm using it to denote lithium and group 2 elements. Those metals when combusted in oxygen will produce their metal oxide as a major product. If we were to take sodium and combust it in oxygen, we will obtain the sodium peroxide as the major product, while if we were to take other group 1 metals other than sodium and lithium and combust it in water, we will obtain their respective metal superoxide as a major product. Now remember, strontium and barium, they are group 2 metals. They will combust in water to form their metal oxide, but as a minor product they might be able to form their respective peroxide as well. Now except for beryllium and magnesium, metal oxides will react with water to form their metal hydroxide. Metal peroxides will react with water to form their respective metal hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide, while metal superoxides will react with water to form their respective metal hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and oxygen gas. Beryllium and magnesium will produce their respective oxides rather than their hydroxides. If we were to take an S-block metal except magnesium and beryllium and react it with water, we will get the metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Except beryllium, all S-block metals will react with hot water to produce metal hydroxide and water and hydrogen gas. Here it's not just water, it's cold water. And all S-block metals will react with steam to produce their respective metal oxide and hydrogen. All S-block metals react with steam, only beryllium cannot react with hot water, and beryllium and magnesium cannot react with cold water. Now if we were to take a group 2 metal or lithium and react it with nitrogen gas, diatomic nitrogen, we will get the metal nitride. That's pretty straightforward. If we were to react the metal nitride with water, we will get the metal hydroxide and ammonia gas. If we react the metal nitride with hydrogen gas, we will get the metal hydride and ammonia gas. If we were to react the metal nitride with oxygen, we will get the metal oxide and nitrogen gas, diatomic nitrogen gas. Here is ammonia, here is nitrogen. Now here I think I need a little bit elaboration. If we react a metal, an S-block metal with dilute acid, we will get the metal salt and hydrogen gas. Sodium plus hydrochloric acid is sodium chloride plus hydrogen. But if we were to do so with a concentrated acid, the S-block metal will react with the concentrated acid to produce the salt and produce water and produce the respective acid dioxide. Basically, sodium plus sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, will produce sodium sulfate, water, and sulfur dioxide. Beryllium is the only S-block metal that can react with a base, and it will form the metal berylate. Berylate looks like this, BeO2 2-. But beryllium, it can actually be interchanged also, the berylate group. For example, we can write sodium berylate as in two different ways. For example, the sodium comes from the base, sodium hydroxide, So sodium berylate could be written as like Na2BeO2, or it could be written as Na2 and within square brackets BeOH4. We can, if we were to take a group 1 metal except lithium and react it with ammonia liquid, we will get the metal amine NH2- and evolve hydrogen gas. While if we were to take lithium or any other or group 2 S block elements and react it with ammonia liquid, we will get the metal nitride N3- and we will obtain hydrogen gas as well. The next one is pretty straightforward. If we were to take an S block metal and react it with a halogen gas like chlorine, bromine, iodine gas, we will be able to obtain the metal halide, the respective metal halide. If we were to take an S block metal and react it with hydrogen gas, we will get the metal hydride. If we were to take the metal hydride and dissolve it in water, react it with water, we will get the metal hydroxide and evolve hydrogen gas. If we were to take the metal hydride and react it with an acid, we will get the salt of that acid, the metal salt of that acid, and we will get hydrogen gas. Sodium hydride plus hydrochloric acid is equal to sodium chloride plus hydrogen. Now we will take a look at how these groups will react with acids. An oxide, a metal oxide, will react with acid to form the metal salt and water. Basically, like sodium oxide will react with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. The peroxide, metal peroxide, will react with acid to form the metal salt and hydrogen peroxide. The metal superoxide will react with acid to form the salt, hydrogen peroxide, and oxygen gas. The metal hydroxide will react with acid to form a salt, the metal salt and water, while the metal nitride will react with acid to form the salt and ammonia. Metals then combusted with sulfur will produce the respective sulfide, the metal sulfide. Metal sulfides, they don't react with water, they just dissolve, they become an aqueous sulfide. But metal sulfides, when react with acid, will form the respective salt and hydrogen sulfide gas. This is one way of obtaining. You basically remember how sulfides form hydrogen sulfide gas when added to acids. Yeah, that's basically what happens. If we were to react metals with excess hydrogen sulfide, any S block metal with excess hydrogen sulfide, then we will be able to get the bisulfide, the hydrogen sulfide, the metal bisulfide or the metal hydrogen sulfide, and we will be able to get hydrogen gas. And if we were to react a metal, S block metal with limited hydrogen sulfide, we will get the metal sulfide and hydrogen gas evolve. If we were to react a metal with phosphorus, we will get the metal phosphide. If we were to react the metal phosphide with water, we will get the metal hydroxide and this gas PH4 known as phosphine. If we were to react the metal phosphide with an acid, we will get the metal salt and evolve phosphine. If we were to take an ammonium salt and react it with a metal hydroxide, we will get the metal salt, ammonia and water. Basically, let's take an ammonium salt like ammonium chloride and react it with a metal hydroxide like sodium hydroxide. What happens is just a displacement. It's like a displacement reaction in which we will get the metal salt, sodium chloride, sodium and chloride get mixed as sodium chloride, ammonium and ammonium hydroxide, and the hydroxide group, the ammonium and the hydroxide group will form ammonia and water. That's the basic idea. Oh yeah, by the way, metal thiosulfates will dissolve in water to form the respective metal sulfide and hydrochloric and sulfuric acid. And this is a super summary of general S block reactions.